Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Sima Gold. So today we are going to be making a step sleeve as you see on the picture and video. And so if this looks like what you want to learn how to make, so sit back, relax and enjoy how to make this from scratch to finish. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. If you have a question, ask. Hello everyone, welcome back to Sima Gold. So today we're going to be learning how to make the step flare sleeve with soft. I'll be attaching it to this dress. I'm making exactly that style. So I'm done making the gown. I want to attach the sleeves. So I thought to share how the sleeve was done. So the first thing you're going to take note of is to get this middle, this gown, the armhole. You're going to measure it round. I have about 10 inches here. So you fold your fabric into two. You fold it from here to here. It should be 10 inches plus extra 1 inch for allowance, or 1.5. That's 11.5. And you're just going to mark that 11.5 straight. You are not yet doing any fitting or whatsoever. So I have my 11.5 here straight, and then I'll cut it out. So that gives me the two sleeve I want. This is on fold. I have 11.5. Now the actual length of my sleeve is 17 inches for the actual length of the sleeve, but I would not be using measuring 17 inches for this. This is actually the base. I'm using this for the flare sleeve itself. So what I would do is I would minus, this is from the armhole point to the shoulder to the elbow. I have about 12 inches, so I will be using extra 5 inches to complete the actual length, and that 5 inches I'm going to be using this flare to complete it. So between here and here I need about 3 steps. So I will do 12. This is 12 in total. I'm going to do 12 divided by 3. I want one step here, that's 4. Immediately after this one step, I want another step here, that's 4. And I want another step here, that's 4. So I have one step here, I have the other step here, and I have the other step here. So that makes the total of 3 plus the one I'll put here makes the total of 4. So I'll go through it again. The total length of this blouse is 17 inches. So I measured this down part of the sleeve. The flare is going to make up for that 17 inches. So I measured from my shoulder to elbow, which is 12 inches plus half inch for for joining allowance. Then the extra 5 inches that is going to be added there will complete the length of the sleeve. From here to here, I need another 3 steps. One step would be at the armhole point, the other step would be here, and the other step would be here. So I did, from a total of here is 12 inches divided by 3 steps gives me 4. So after here I measured 4 inches, I measured another 4 inches, and then we have here left. So I will just open up and continue that measurement of 4 inches for both sides of the fabric. Then I'll do the same thing here. Please ignore this other line. So this is 4 inches and this is 4 inches. Make sure that they are connected, and I'll do the same thing here. Just keep marking my 4 inches. My 4 inches, like that. So having gotten the lines that we need, the next thing we're going to go into is to cut the flare that we are going to be using to design this. So I'll measure the total measurement of this from here to here. So I'm going to measure that now, and I have about 23 inches in total. So what I will do, I'm looking at using a full flare. What I will do is 23 inches divided by 6.28, and I have a total of 3.6 Then 3.6 plus the length of the flare. Now when we talk about the length of the flare, remember that the distance between here to here is 4. It doesn't mean the length of the flare needs to be 4. I'll be adding 2 inches to the length of the flare. This is 4, the distance. I'll be adding 2 inches so that it will be able to cover this one appropriately, and also for the hemming allowance. So I'll be needing a total of 6 inches per flare. 6 inches per flare. So what I will do is I would measure this 23 inches, divide it by 6.28, which is the formula for a full flare. Then I will add it to the length of the flare that I want, which is 6 inches. So that's how we came about this. 23 divided by 6.28 will give me 3.6. 3.6 plus 6 inches for the length of the flare gives me a total of 9.6. So I'll get my pattern paper. I'll fold it into 2 first. I want to mark for the flare. I don't want to use the fabric, so I'll be able to manage the fabric. And then I'll fold it into 2 again. So this is for a full flare. I'm using a full flare for the sleeve. So having done that, I will measure 9.6 from this tip. I'll measure my 9.6. I'll measure 9.6 in a circular form. And I'll measure 9. I'll just keep measuring 9.6 and 9.6. After doing that, I would go ahead to measure the circumference of the flare, which is the 23 inches, which is the length of this, divided by 6.28, which gave us 3.6. So I'll come here, I would mark 3.6, I would mark 3.6, and I'll mark 3.6. Then I'll connect it. After connecting it, I'll go right ahead to cut. So I'll open. This is what I would have. I'll just open by one side. This is the flare now. It will come from this one end to the other end. So I'm going to cut this on my fabric. I'm going to cut this on my fabric. So for each of the sleeve now, I'm going to cut 1, 2, 3, and 4 flare per sleeve. So I'll cut this on my fabric and then show us. Okay, so at this point I've made one of the sleeve. This is what it looks like. I'll put it on the mannequin when we are done making the other part, the other side of the sleeve. So I'll choose how to go about this one now. So like I said, after marking this 4 inches, I have weaved the duchess fabric that I got, and then hemmed the down part. I have 1, 2, and 3 layers in total. Now in the process of trying to make the other one, I realized that I would actually love it to be fuller. I would love the flare to be fuller. If you want, you can use the 360-degree flare, but I actually think I wanted to add more. If you use the exact measurement of 360, this is what you would have. Then you can see that I added more because I just wanted to have a little bit of gathers. So what I will do now is this. This is the lower part of the sleeve, and this is the upper part of the sleeve. What I will do is this upper part of the sleeve now, I would give it my armhole curve. I've given it the armhole curve. Remember, there is no fitting. You do not fit. Don't fit it. Just from where you have your armhole, just take it straight. After that, I would come to the lower part. I would go to my sewing machine. I would gather it to the first step. I'll do the same thing to the second step and do the same thing to the third step. Then I'll come show us and then we'll talk about how to do the other design for the upper part. So after doing this, this is what I have. This is what I have. So we'll talk about how to get the design for the upper part. So I have my remaining piece of fabric here. All I'll do is to fold this fabric into two first. After folding into two, I'll fold into another two, and that is four. Just like as if you want to cut a full flare, this fabric is folded into two and then another two. That is one, two, three, and four. So what I will do now is to get a height of 8 inches. Trust me, this works. If you're following exactly this measurement I'm using, it works. Or you can work with the measurement that works for you. So this is 8 inches marked here, and I'll be marking about 17 inches here. 17 inches straight, 8 inches down, and then I will connect it this way, like as if I'm using a curve to connect. After doing this, the next thing I'll do is to cut. So after cutting, this is what I have: 8 inches by 17 inches. So all I need to do is to turn it inside out, like turn it to the right side. I'm going to weave this part, give it a good press, and then I'll be putting it on this part. When I get here, I'm going to give it some kind of pleats until it gets to this beginning of the flare of the sleeve, and I'm going to do the same thing here. So after doing that, I'll come and show us, and then I'll show us how to close up the sleeve. So I've fixed it, and this is how it looks. Then this is how the sleeves look now. This is how it looks. So I would take this other part and I'll be inserting it. But now I want to show us how to insert this. You just you place the sleeves, this flare part, at the mouth of this part and run a straight stitch. You repeat the same thing. They should be equal as this the straightness. Oh god, English. They should be straight as the sleeve anyways. You top stitch and then you close it up after top stitching and just sew straight. Don't follow any other shape. Just still follow this shape and sew straight. After sewing straight, you now insert the sleeve to the armhole. Then towards this part, you make a gather. So I'll go to the sewing machine and do that, and then show us the final outcome.
So this is the final outcome of the sleeve. You can choose to use any other kind of fabric, but this is what was available to use. Until next time, this is Simago. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my video. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.